a question in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 10, verse number 19. Ecclesiastes 10:19. I'm going to ask the question if you allow me, sister. It reads, "A feast is made for laughter, and wine makes merry. But money answers everything." He who doesn't understand this verse in the Bible, he's not sure what it means.
Well, that's the reality of life. That's reality, and it's true. The book of Ecclesiastes, it discusses everything that happens on earth, of everything that happens to men and women, to human beings, good or bad. In Ecclesiastes, it discusses everything people live and do, whether it's good or bad. And in no moment is it saying that it is good, or bad, but it's simply stating what is good and bad. Those who steal or live happily, that the same things happen to the poor and the rich, that the rich die and are buried in the same place as the poor, that happens. So he says, look at everything that happens to human beings. And at the end of Ecclesiastes, he says, everything is fine. But there is something very important that I want humanity to know, which is everything you've done in your life, good or bad, what you did was fine for you to seek, but what's important is that you have God. Seek God so that the day that maybe death surprises you, you are with God and you go to where God is. That was the conclusion of Ecclesiastes. So this is why in verse 19, it discusses something. For example, 18, let's first read 18. Because of laziness, the building decays. Is this true or is this a lie? It's true. Now, is it saying that we're applauding for the building to decay for the lack of organizing and taking care of it? No. It's not saying it's good. It's not saying it's bad. Simply saying that because someone is so lazy, they saw that the building was getting dirty and decaying, but did nothing. Now, through idleness of hands, the house leaks because the house is not being taken care of because you're lazy. And it says, a feast is made for laughter. A feast is what maybe we call today a party, a celebration, a gathering, a dinner, all of these different types of distractions. This is the feast. And people do this. Do you do it when you're sad? You do it when you're happy, you're joyful, you want to be more happy. So that's it. That's the reality. This is all true. Now, this is not saying it's a sin or it's not a sin. Simply, a feast is made for laughter. It's just a reality. Like when you say someone who is tired, they sleep. This is true. If you're tired, you rest, you go to sleep, but it's not saying it's a sin. Don't do this or don't do that. Simply, it mentions and narrates something that happens to human beings. So a feast is made for laughter and wine makes merry. Now, why do you think wine makes human beings merry? Because if a person's dead, you can pour some wine on them and nothing happens. Nothing happens but the dead. But the human being, if they drink too much wine, what happens? They become very merry, right? Very happy. Yes. So that's why it says wine makes merry, but money answers everything. So money can be used for the good and bad. So you see, money can be used for good or bad things, and that's the reality. This is true. So we could say, the children of God, what would we use money for? It would be for good things. As children of God, in what way would we use wine? With moderation, of course. As children of God, when we feast, when we have a celebration or gathering, when would we do that? It's to celebrate a wedding, perhaps, or a birthday, but of course, without overdoing it. That's it. But it's not saying it's good or bad or it's a sin. Simply, it's sharing what human beings do on this earth. That's Ecclesiastes.
When